Hey everyone, welcome to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm back again with another pick a card reading, and this reading is what is blocking this person. So what's blocking this person from expressing themselves to you or moving forward with you? What emotional and practical issues are going on in their life right now? I've got 3 sets of cards. Set of cards number 1 is the perfume bottle. Set of cards number 2 is the rune stones. And set of cards number 3 is the freshwater pearls. So these are general readings, so take whatever resonates and leave the rest. Please don't try and make these messages fit your individual situation if it isn't resonating. Overall, please trust your own intuition. So for the most part, these readings are about deep soul connections. And thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and who has liked and shared my videos and written lovely comments. I do read them all. Thank you so much. And if you subscribe, then please tap the little bell icon and it will notify you every time I release a new reading. So I'll give you a few moments to really tune into the cards, to pick the set of cards that really resonates with you the most. So this is set of cards number 1, which is the perfume bottle necklace. And I'm using the Green Witch Tarot for your reading, along with a lot of oracle cards as well. So what's blocking this person? The top row is going to be the overall energies, and the 2 rows below are going to clarify the top row. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, the 6 of Swords in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 7 of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, Justice in reverse, the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Sun. So the next set of cards are called Messages from the Divine Masculine, back by popular demand. A lot of people have asked me to use these cards, which are my own creation, again in the reading, because the last few ones I haven't. Let's make it happen. I'm going to have to move these up a bit. I'm sorry. You're the one. I screwed up. This karmic situation is busting my ass, and please be patient with me. So the archetype cards by Caroline Mays, we have Trickster and Monk Nun in reverse. For the Romance Angels Oracle cards, we have Express Your Love and Reconciliation. From the True Love reading cards, we have Connection and Love. And finally, from the Lovers Oracle, we have Sacred Union and Friendship. Okay. So what's blocking this person? The first card we have is the Ten of Swords. So this is the feeling of a lot of betrayal that this person has experienced in their life. What I'm feeling with this person is that they were bullied when they were younger. And those Ten of Swords in the traditional tarot shows the person dead on the ground with 10 swords in their back. It's like this person feels or has experienced a lot of people stabbing them in the back, a lot of people betraying them. And it's caused them throughout their life to feel as though what they have to offer isn't good enough. They feel that they're not an equal to other people with this Six of Pentacles in reverse. They may have been very generous and wearing their heart on their sleeve in the past and very giving, very generous person. But then I feel like people took that for granted. I feel like people have manipulated this person's sensitivities or generosity or things like that. People have taken advantage of them basically. And it's caused them to falsely believe that they're not good enough and whatever they have to offer is not going to be accepted by anyone. For some of them, this runs deeper, like they've just experienced some difficulties, perhaps in their self-esteem in general, or in terms of being able to feel as though they fit in with people. And Spirit is saying that some of them, they've had people who have been generous to them, or you've been really generous to them, very, very open and giving, but they couldn't receive what you had to offer because there's this feeling overall that they're isolating themselves with this Hanged Man. Some of them, they may be wearing some kind of mask in their social life, but it's Spirit is saying it's some form of survival for them. They may be trying to be like other people and hide their sensitivity because, like I said, people took advantage of their sensitivity or they bullied them if they were different. So this person is likely deep down very spiritual, a very pure and open soul, but they've basically grown up in a world where there was a lack of sensitivity, a lot of people asleep, a lot of people who aren't highly sensitive, a lot of people that have been selfish and couldn't understand this person. And so it felt safer for them to just kind of shut down and wear masks. And so it's basically a massive lack of self-esteem is what I'm feeling. And that's why they're on pause. That's why they're on hold. This person goes inwards a lot and thinks about your connection. But they're also really stuck on all this pain and betrayal that they felt in the past. They fear being open and vulnerable with you in case you reject them as well. And so they have trust issues is what I'm feeling. And they worry that your connection's too good to be true, or that you would end up abandoning them or something like that. So I feel this person's trying to hide something, because there is this Seven of Swords in reverse. Traditionally, this is about the person running away or sneaking away. It's about deception. And in this deck, it's he's gone off hunting and he's coming home with these rabbits that he's caught. But this being in reverse, again, it's like he feels he doesn't have enough to provide for you. And so he's not revealing, he's concealing his feelings for you because he feels like he doesn't match up. He doesn't live up to what you would need. He doesn't feel good enough. So then there's this Knight of Cups in reverse with the Six of Swords in reverse and Justice in reverse. So yeah, Justice in reverse. This person has definitely experienced injustice. I'm really feeling like it's abusive people have taken advantage of them in the past. And so they've just tried to mold themselves to be what they think other people want them to be, so they can kind of go unseen, unnoticed, and that's their defense mechanism, because they don't know how to stick up for themselves. So they're very passive, is what I'm feeling. And that's why they're not taking action with you. They've learnt to be very passive and just sort of go along with the crowd and go unnoticed. Kind of, they're trying to be like this sheep. They don't like the limelight on them. And with you, it's like you can see their truth. You can see beyond their masks. And that feels intimidating for them. With the other people that they surround themselves in their day-to-day life, it's like these people don't have the ability, the sensitivity to really be able to see the truth of this person and see that they're wearing masks. The people around them wouldn't even stop to even think about that. They're unconscious people, basically. He's pretending to be unconscious. But I feel this person is actually a very deep person. Has a lot of introspection, goes inwards a lot, always tries to see things from a deeper perspective. So there's this Knight of Cups in reverse and there's a Page of Cups in reverse. So the Page of Cups in reverse to me is saying that overall this person is innocent and their soul is pure. But there may be, on the surface, they may have done some things like this Knight of Cups in reverse. They may have been very seductive. They may have given you false promises. They may have been charming. They may have been wearing these masks with that Seven of Swords in reverse as well. So they've made some poor decisions because there's I screwed up and I'm sorry here as well. So that, yeah, they've made some poor decisions. There's the Trickster card. And they're regretting that. Because this isn't a reflection of who they truly are. This is a reflection of their fears coming up. And when push comes to shove, this person has been choosing their fears over the love. It's like in the long run, they may slowly be aligning more with their true feelings, with their love, expressing their love. They're going inwards and connecting with the love they feel. But on the surface, it's like they're not ready, basically, to fully align with their true self, fully be open and vulnerable. They're basically not loving themselves enough still. So on the surface, they may be giving you some sort of false hopes because they're wanting you to kind of hold on because they know they need more time. And they're worried that if you realise just how long it could possibly take them to have this self-esteem, to have this reconciliation within themselves, reconnecting with their true selves, I feel like that will take a long time. And they fear that if you know just how long that could possibly take, then you would move on. And I'm not saying you shouldn't move on. There's nothing wrong. You don't want to be stagnating because there's this Six of Swords in reverse. So yeah, this is a card about moving on, moving away from the choppy waters to the calm waters, moving to a more balanced, harmonious future. In reverse, they're getting stuck, going in circles. And again, this is like slowly they are moving away from the things that aren't serving them, even if it's literally just negative self-image. But it's going really slow. And like I said, some of you may be going in circles, holding on to this person, and you may be getting frustrated because you're thinking that they're going to change quicker than what they are. You may be feeling disappointment after disappointment and taking it personally, but it really isn't. So there's Justice in reverse, which literally means injustice, imbalance. This is needing, again, to cut ties with things that aren't serving. This is about the truth prevailing. But in reverse, there's injustice, like this Six of Pentacles in reverse. An imbalance of give and take. Someone who's not severing the ties to their injustice. It's like they don't know how to let go of that Ten of Swords energy, the injustice which will serve to them in their younger years. They feel, or it's a part of their subconscious false identity, they believe that they are the negative aspects that they were kind of told they were in the past, or shown that they were in the past, which was an illusion. They're afraid you're going to move on because they screwed up. They feel like they've given you this injustice. Sometimes the Justice card is about divorce. Some of them may be in a marriage or something, and they're sort of circulating in that, going in circles, because the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse here as well. And with this Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they may not know which person to give their time and attention to and invest in. So there could be something like that. They feel like they've stabbed themselves in the back when they screwed up, when they made some kind of poor decision that they feel was an injustice to you. Page of Cups in reverse. Again, this is saying deep down they are pure, they are innocent. They're not a bad person, they just made bad decisions. Page of Cups, this is their struggles to communicate their feelings to you. They may want to express their love. Maybe they have in their own way, but they've struggled to do that. Or they may have been back and forth with you. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is the karmic cycle that's on repeat, and it's really interesting because it is next to that Six of Swords in reverse as well, which is also going in circles when they need to move on from something or certain things that aren't serving them. And for some, it is to do with a relationship. Two of Cups. So it could be a karmic situation. Something that's really triggering that childhood wound in them. They may feel as though they're giving a lot to this karmic partner and that person isn't giving equally. But overall, I feel this person is just not being their true self. And so there's this imbalance. And there may be this choice between you and this karmic partner. Four of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, this person was trying to hide something from you, but it's not personal because they've been trying to hide something from everyone, from the world. That lack of self-esteem. Because look how he's hiding those pentacles away from the person that's come to the door and he's trying to peer in through the window. This is like when a salesperson comes to the door, cold calling, and then people are trying to hide behind the furniture until they go away, sort of thing. Yeah, some kind of comfort zone, something that they felt was to do with their survival. I feel your connection is threatening that. It's almost like a tower card, Tower energies I'm picking up. They've built like these thick walls around them, protective walls. In your connection, you've come in and you can see through those walls, and they're like, go away, I'm comfortable and safe in here, hiding away. And you just sort of innocently come to the door, and you just want good things for this person, but they're hiding away. But in reverse, it's like slowly coming out of that comfort zone, especially with the Seven of Swords in reverse as well. It shows a time where they were running away, they were guarding themselves, but they don't want to do that anymore. They feel the injustice was that deep down they felt this Two of Cups for you, this true love, this true happiness, but they just weren't in a place to be emotionally available, basically. It's what it comes down to. But they don't want to be like this. They don't want to be running away, and that's why it's in reverse, because they know it only keeps them isolated with this Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out. They felt safe in the past, leaving themselves out. Through those masks, it created a sense of separation, where they felt like no one could truly get close to their true self, their vulnerability, their energies. They may be very, very sensitive, and they've experienced a lot of people draining their energy with that Ten of Swords. So subconsciously, even from childhood, they learnt to isolate themselves. I mean, I know I did that. When I was younger, I used to just sit in my room for most of the day, and my whole family thought I was some kind of weirdo. But I look back now that I'm older, and I know it's just because I could not handle the draining energy, and I just needed my own space. So I feel this is the same for this person, and they just got so used to isolating themselves. So they felt like they could just be themselves when they're by themselves. They don't have to feel this exhaustion of wearing masks, subconsciously trying to protect themselves all the time. They don't want to feel left out in the cold. They don't want you to feel left out in the cold. So that's why that one's in reverse as well. And then there's the Three of Wands with the Ace of Cups and the Sun. Waiting for their ships to come in. Some of them, this could be travel, going overseas. Just looking at the other cards as well. Ace of Cups. They feel this deep love for you. Your connection has created a huge heart awakening for them. Your connection's helped them and is continuing to help them align with their true self and truly love who they really are beyond wearing masks. But it takes a long time. And to me, this is about divine timing as well. Waiting for things to be in alignment. But I do not suggest, waiting around and stagnating, and you as the viewer possibly getting stuck in a Wheel of Fortune in reverse, in some kind of cycle, going in circles, holding on, because that's just going to leave you feeling stagnant, and it's like subconsciously creating walls around yourself and a comfort zone, not allowing new experiences to happen, not allowing life to unfold naturally. The Sun. So yeah, you help them see the light. They feel a lot of joy when it comes to your connection and when they think of you. So even though I feel there's not much action actually happening in the 3D, there's this card, Let's Make It Happen. And I feel like this has been the overall energy, like this person has wanted this change. They've wanted this reconciliation, this connection, this love with you. They've wanted to express their love. They know that you're the one. They see you as their soulmate or their twin flame, or, you know, the label doesn't really matter. But there's please be patient with me as well, because there's still this karma going on. And there's the I screwed up and I'm sorry. Some of you are boarding this ship, and to me it's kind of like this Six of Swords, which is moving away from the choppy waters to a calmer, brighter future, a new beginning, ending a karmic cycle. For some of you, this was about a major lesson, and you've learnt some kind of lesson, so you're no longer stagnating, you're moving forward. Some of you are creating this new direction for yourself, and you may be leaving like expectations when it comes to this connection behind, and just kind of accepting it for the way it is, because you're realizing that holding on too tightly and wanting things to happen in a certain way is and has been the cause of you feeling frustrated and hurt and taking things personally and all things like that. But overall, whether there's a reconciliation or not, this connection is about a soul and heart awakening, about you both seeing the truth and light of yourselves, having this self-esteem, because I feel some of you, you've lacked self-esteem with this person as well. Perhaps you were overgiving, and there was this need to love yourself, because all connections are reflections of yourselves. So it's not, you know, just the other person, and it's not always down to someone's free will and they're just choosing to be stubborn. Mostly it's like the energies. There's the divine timing. There's soul contracts where certain things are supposed to happen in certain ways. So trickster, this has come in the upright position though, which is the light attribute, and it says transcending convention, stuffiness and predictable behavior. So to me this is transcending that feeling obliged or feeling pressured, like peer pressure, to be a certain way or act a certain way or just to fit in. That this person's transcending that. They have monk, nun in reverse. And I feel this is just, there's a block in them fully living the truth of their soul, of spirit. They're hearing this calling. They know who they truly are overall, but then that basically there's still some of the illusions they have within them where they're beating themselves up and feeling this betrayal from childhood and fearful of this happening again. Fears of abandonment and rejection. So express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture and reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So some of them, I feel, are already like expressing their love in certain ways. Some of them, they're wanting to express their love more, but they're having difficulties. Some of them, the idea of this reconciliation is kind of what's keeping them going. Even if it's not happening, it's like, it's been like a dream for them to have this connection, to have this love. And for some, this will happen. Reconciliation, they will express their love, but I feel it will take a long time. For some of you, this is transitioning into more of a friendship, like you know each other you will both always have this connection and this love, but you're no longer holding out for it to be romantic, because you really just don't feel like it's aligning in that way, or you feel like it's taking forever, and you're feeling that it's no longer resonating with you, to stagnate. So, you know, take whatever resonates. Sacred union, like I said, some of you are moving into this physical reconciliation and union. Some of you, you're realizing that you always have this sacred union with this person, no matter how it looks in the 3D. And some of you, you're no longer disappointed at the idea of not being with this person in a romantic way, because you're seeing it's far more than that. And you're honoring the sacredness of that, no matter how it looks in the 3D. Yeah, friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So, you know, whether you believe me or not, I generally forgot that the friendship card was here when I just said a minute ago about some of you are seeing this more as a friendship, as a soul family, rather than it being or becoming romantic in nature. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. And if you subscribe, then please tap the bell icon, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. And I'll be back again really soon with some more pick a card readings. So thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 2, which is the rune stones. And I'm using the Botticelli gold cards in your reading, as well as some oracle cards. So what is blocking this person? What is holding them back from either communicating with you or being able to commit to you or move your connection or relationship forward? So we have the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Swords in reverse, the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles. So the top row is the overall energies, and then I'm doing 2 rows beneath to clarify these cards. So we have the Moon, the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 2 of Cups in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Tower in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, the 8 of Cups in reverse, the Hanged Man, and the Hermit in reverse. So the next set of cards are back by popular demand, which are my own creation, messages from the Divine Masculine. What's blocking this person? You make me feel naked. You turn me on in so many ways. I'm healing family issues. I'm saying goodbye, and you are my rock. So from the Archetype cards by Caroline Mays, we have Rescuer in reverse and Martyr. From the Romance Angels Oracle cards, we have Trust and Codependency. From the True Love reading cards, we have dating. I don't normally take this in reverse, but in this instance, I felt called to take that one in reverse, and inner peace. And finally, from the Lovers Oracle, we have freedom, and this one here that doesn't have a title, but I'll read that when we get to it. Okay, so let me just tune into the energies for a moment. What's blocking this person? Well, I feel that this person is definitely afraid of some false sense of security that they've built up in their life. They're afraid of that crumbling and that falling down with the Tower in reverse. They're resisting certain breakdowns. They're resisting releasing some things that they've hidden behind, basically. I feel like this person's making excuses. Perhaps they have a karmic partner, or they're in a marriage or a relationship that they're not truly happy in, but it's another way of hiding from the world, hiding their truth, hiding from themselves. It's like their way of procrastinating when it comes to truly healing. It's like a distraction. They can focus their time and energy into this other relationship or some kind of false circumstance in their life. Could be just in general, like wearing a mask. And it's like their coping mechanism. They're like stalling their progress or slowing their progress down. Because we have, you make me feel naked. And they don't like that. They don't feel comfortable with that. So they're holding on for dear life to some kind of karmic situation. And that doesn't necessarily mean a partner. Anything that's not really in alignment with who they truly are. Nine of Wands. This is the Wounded Warrior card. This is someone that's trying to stand firm, trying to stand their ground. Things may be falling apart, but they're still trying to hold it together. Like, because this would obviously come before the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is carrying around those heavy burdens to the point where the person can't see where they're going. Because those wands are like, they're carrying them in front of their face. So carrying heavy burdens, and it's a way of like putting a blindfold over their own eyes, burying their head in the sand. But the 9 is like tying up this, it's like coming to the end of this cycle, and then it would transition into that 10, which would be finally laying down those burdens so they can see clearly. For some reason, obviously to do with fear, they're trying to hold on to those burdens, because in a way it seems easier to them to hold on to those burdens in their day-to-day life rather than going inwards with this Moon card, looking into themselves and dealing with those emotional issues, those emotional wounds. So they're creating a lot of like karma, a lot of drama, a lot of masks, falseness, distractions in their 3D day-to-day life, their personal interactions with other people, and it's like some kind of excuse. So they have to kind of focus on that rather than focusing inwards and doing the true healing. It's like a subconscious way to procrastinate, is what I'm feeling. Because they're not feeling strong enough to face their true self. I feel they're not loving their true self, and so they're trying to change that. They're trying to deny themselves who they really are, even to themselves. It's like they're ashamed of themselves for some reason. And they're trying to hide that desperately from the world. And they know that you can see their true self. But the ironic thing is, they're not truly seeing their true self. They think that who they really are is like these criticisms they've received throughout their life. And those criticisms from other people become collected in our subconscious. It's like our ego collects those negative criticisms, and the ego thinks that that's who we are. It forms like this negative self-image. So this person's believing that that's who they truly are on some levels. And so they're hiding that from the world. They're trying to prove themselves in their day-to-day life by wearing those masks and pretending to be more successful or trying to be like other people who are the kinds of people that are unconscious, so haven't really been able to see their true self. But they feel safe in that. Whereas you are much more conscious, you can see their true self, and your connection's triggering their true self to come up into their awareness. But that means everything that's blocking that truth, the wounds, the ego identity, that's coming up to the surface, and the ego doesn't like that. The ego is what creates this tower, the barriers, the false identity, the illusions, because it's trying to seek safety, but in all honesty, it just creates a false foundation which keeps a feeling of instability ongoing. It creates separation. So this person is wanting to feel connected and accepted by other people, but deep down they're feeling like they're vastly different from people around them. But it's like from a young age they felt that feeling of being different meant that they were unworthy. When that's not the case at all. They were just much more conscious. They were of a higher vibration that other people couldn't understand. There's this Three of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Ten of Cups and the Emperor in reverse. Emperor in reverse is control issues. I feel this person, when we look at the imagery of this card, this person's been manipulated and controlled and bullied by toxic people. If it's a man, it doesn't have to be a man, it could be a man or a woman. But this person, I feel, has been sort of dragged around by some kind of female or several females in their life. This is like a karmic partner, or it could be someone in their family, or it could be several females who've sort of dragged this person around, and they felt very passive, very drained, like they got no energy, like they couldn't stick up for themselves, created a lot of heartbreak. And I feel this is what's eaten away at their self-esteem, like they've believed that who they are and what they've got to offer is not good enough because people were taking advantage of their sensitivities and being manipulative, narcissistic, abusive, things like that. Some of them, it's like they're choosing to allow people to do this to them because even that feels easier to them than going inwards and really facing themselves. They don't want who they truly are to come up to the surface, because the moon is all about the subconscious. The moon is about the depth of who you truly are, and that all coming out into the light. This person doesn't want that to happen. So it's like they'd rather just put up with like abusive people. Ten of Cups. This feeling of deep love and connection that they feel with you, it's like stuck in the middle of this toxicity. It's like they're keeping their true feelings close to their chest, or they're, you know, not revealing how they're truly feeling. Emperor in reverse, control issues, not wanting to express their emotions, but also this is the Emperor's being controlled, someone's controlling them. The Emperor may be making decisions and taking certain actions because they want to be looked up to. You know, this is like a power-hungry Emperor. And I'm not saying this person's power-hungry, but they, you know, they're wanting to control how they appear to other people. Even to you. This is Two of Swords in reverse. So again, this is another card where there's this conflict, like literally, you know, this card showed the woman dragging this man around. This is fighting. I feel this is why this person's passive. Like, they're just trying to go unseen. It's like they're trying to be a sheep that just blends in. Because they don't want anyone to sort of take notice of them and then attack them in some kind of way. So that's led them to this Two of Swords energy, just burying their head in the sand, not making a decision when it comes to your connection, being very passive, not taking a direction in their life, allowing sort of other people or situations to just sort of drag them around or determine outcomes in their life. Someone, you know, dictating what's happening and they're just going along with it, sort of thing. But with both of these in reverse, it's like slowly they are moving away from this energy of feeling controlled and passive. Six of Swords, moving away from the choppy waters to the calm waters, moving into the brighter future. But it's like a transition. It's leaving things behind, but feeling some regrets. It's feeling really burnt out. Because before this card would have been the Five of Swords, which is those conflicts, is those battles, is pushing people away. Slowly, they're moving out of that kind of energy. I feel this person may have a tendency to sort of beat themselves up and feel like overly guilty, because they had this Martyr card here and they had this Rescuer card as well in reverse. So they may feel like they're responsible for keeping everyone happy, but other people have not really worried about this person's happiness, and yet they still feel like guilty if they were to just sort of move away and have healthy boundaries and things like that. Eight of Cups in reverse. This is the need to walk away from things, but they haven't been. So this is about moving away, walking away, ending a karmic cycle. This is about it as well, but it's in reverse. So there's this energy that overall, slowly but surely, they are healing themselves. They're knowing their worth. They're moving away from things that aren't serving them, negative thought patterns and all things like that. But it's taken a long time because a part of them is still in resistance. It's like their soul truth is stronger than the illusions of the ego and the fears and the resistance. But if they release their resistance, this transition would be a lot quicker, but it's been really slow. This Eight of Cups is about needing to walk away from something so you can go inwards. It often shows the moon in the card, which is like the moon card, the need to do the shadow work, truly do the healing. So 6 of Pentacles in reverse with the 2 of Cups in reverse and the Hanged Man. So imbalance between give and take. I feel this person may be giving a lot of time and attention and energy to the wrong types of people. The types of people that are, you know, having this conflict or being controlling with them. Dragging them around by their hair. And they're not giving to you. 2 of Cups. So this is imbalanced relationships. They've got this imbalance if they're with someone else and it's unhealthy. There's this imbalance with you because they're not giving equally to you. They're afraid of... It's like they're being overly generous to the wrong people because these wrong people, and I'm saying that like in quotation marks because I feel karmic people about learning lessons, so in that sense it's not the wrong person because they need to learn that lesson through that soul contract with that person, but they're overgiving to unworthy people, people who aren't like respecting them, basically, is what I'm feeling. And it's because that person is a reflection of how they felt in childhood in some way. So they're trying to get those bullies or to love them. If they were bullied as a child or something, or felt unloved or rejected, or were bullied by parents or something like that. It's like that kind of situation has been recreated with someone else, and they're trying to seek that person's approval to heal that initial wound they experienced with someone else. But it means they're not like emotionally available to be able to, you know, commit to your relationship and give love because they're not loving themselves. So there's this hangman being on pause, being on hold, you know, slow, an energy of slowness. The hangman is all about having this awakening, but it is through a time of pause. Ten of Pentacles, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. So karmic cycles repeating. The Ten of Pentacles is feeling responsible for family or for someone. And again, there's the Martyr and Rescuer card. And codependency. Dating in reverse. So they might be dating like a karmic person where they feel responsible for them in some way. Or they may have codependency on this other person because they feel like they need this other person. Maybe they're attracted to people that are kind of like the opposite of them. If they're very passive, these other people will be, you know, going for things. If, you know, if they want to achieve something, they'll go for it. Very action oriented, have a lot of drive, have a lot of passion, have a lot of direction. And this person's like tagging along with them. So there's this sense of responsibility, but it's in a negative way, with this being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, or karmic ties like in reverse. Some sort of karmic contract playing out here. They're either feeling responsible for the other person or vice versa, or both. And it's codependency. Hermit in reverse. So again, this is like isolating themselves. Not fully seeing the light. Or they are seeing the light, but they're choosing to ignore it. Because they're holding on to that comfort zone again. Not going down their own path towards the light. Maybe just allowing someone else or some other kind of situation to drag them along. Because it doesn't require them to have any kind of responsibility. playing the victim. So Martyr and Rescuer in reverse. Rescuer in reverse assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. So yeah, there's some kind of codependency here. Someone's overgiving, being some kind of martyr, because they have delusions that they need to rescue someone else. This could be you as well. You may be a martyr to this connection. And you may, you know, have put up with some things that were disrespectful to you. You know, not in every case, but be wary of that. And some of you may be feeling as though you're the one to rescue this person. But, you know, there may be an element of codependency in that. Like, you've taken on this role and it gives you some sense of control and it gives you a reason, perhaps, to hold on. Even if, you know, it's not healthy for you. So you make me feel naked. You know, what's blocking them? That's blocking them, and you turn me on in so many ways. For some, this could be like with karmic partners, they've allowed themselves to be seduced by surface level things. Because subconsciously that it felt like a relief. This person may have offered them a like old paradigm kind of relationship where things seem to work well on the surface level, but there's no true authenticity on a deeper level. And that felt very appealing to this person because it meant they could hide away but kind of have these other needs met as well. I'm healing family issues. So yeah, some childhood wounds I feel are definitely playing out in this karmic cycle. But I feel this is what you're supposed to heal from this connection as well. Some feelings of abandonment, rejection, feeling unaccepted from your childhood. Perhaps this person is like a reflection of the parents or someone in your past. Emotionally unavailable people. Perhaps you're holding on because you're wanting them to heal you in the same way as they're looking to some karmic partner or people, to emotionally unavailable people, to turn around and love them. But there's this need to heal all that within yourselves. I'm saying goodbye. So overall, when the karma's played out, this person will move on from people that aren't serving them. Some of you are moving on and saying goodbye to this person. You are my rock. So deep down, I do feel this person's been holding on to you. They may have been kind of communicating with you, but not fully allowing themselves to be available to you 100%. They have this codependency on you. You may have this codependency on them. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. For some of you, and take whatever resonates, you still need to trust in this connection. For a lot, this is saying that this person basically has a lot of trust issues. They don't know how to trust their heart. They feel like your connection's too good to be true. They don't feel worthy of it. And so they're just sort of accepting what they feel worthy of. And, you know, there's this dating in reverse. So to me, that's unhappy situations because they don't have inner peace. And this is reflecting in their life. When we don't have inner peace, there's a lot of drama that happens in our life. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So I feel this person could move away from karmic situations. But a part of them doesn't want that path to be clear. You know, the path is clear if you want it to be. There's nothing stopping you. But they have this energy of the Two of Wands, which is burying your head in the sand, not making a decision, just continuing to go along with whatever's going on. A part of them doesn't want, like, the path to be clear for them to be open and vulnerable and be strong. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So yeah, this person definitely needs to go through this turmoil, these karmic situations, and it is for healing, for growth. Just be aware that for some of you, the viewers, this connection you have with this person is just for lessons and growth and about self-esteem, self-love, finding that wholeness within. For some of you, there will be this reconciliation, but I'm feeling it will take a long time, and be wary of not, you know, being a martyr in a negative way and, you know, putting your life on hold, because that's just going to create pain for you overall. So I do hope this reading has resonated, and if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And if you subscribe, please tap the bell icon and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. And I'll be back again really soon with some more readings. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye. So this is set of cards number 3, which is the pearls, freshwater pearls. Oops, left some cards behind. And for your reading, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati as well as some oracle cards. So the top rows, the overall energies, and the 2 rows beneath are the clarifying cards. So what is blocking this person from either reaching out to you or expressing their emotions or allowing your connection to develop into a deeper commitment? 3 of Swords in reverse. Page of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. The Emperor. The Tower in reverse. 10 of Cups. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. The Sun. 8 of Swords in reverse. 8 of Wands in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Cups in reverse. The Page of Swords and the Hanged Man. So back by popular demand, I am using my cards that I created, Messages from the Divine Masculine. What's blocking this person? Does she still love me? Just move this up a little bit. Don't underestimate me. You inspire me to be my best version. Do I have what it takes? And I'm doing it for us. So from the Archetype cards by Caroline Myss, we have Networker in reverse and Rebel. From the Romance Angels Oracle cards, we have Healing Family Issues and Let Go of Control Issues. From the True Love reading cards, we have Resolving Conflict and Compatibility. And from the Lovers Oracle, we have New Beginning and Look Inside Yourself. Okay, let me tune into the energies for a moment. So we start off with the Three of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. And I'm feeling this is to do with this, does she still love me? I feel like some of you perhaps have walked away from this person. You felt heartbreak, maybe betrayal with this Three of Swords. With it in reverse, it's like for a long time you held on to this person because, oops, I just dropped it. Because you had some lessons to learn from this person to do with abandonment and rejection. Some wounds from your past, I feel from childhood, but also that's reflected in some kind of pattern throughout your relationships. Feeling rejected, feeling abandoned, feeling heartbroken. And I feel some of you were holding on to this person for a long time, even though they were emotionally unavailable. And that was creating a lot of pain because you're taking that personally. But it was a reflection. You know, you attracted each other because I feel both of you were emotionally unavailable, whether you realized it or not. Because I feel some of you as the viewers, you were afraid of that abandonment and rejection. And so I feel like you tried to become some sort of perfect person to win this person over. With this being in reverse, you're releasing those illusions that kept you holding on, i.e. the wounds. Looking outside of yourself for love, you released that. This is self-esteem. This is sorrow. In reverse, the swords, which represent the mind and perception, which was really what was creating your heartbreak, because you were taking it personally when it wasn't. They're falling out so your heart can truly heal. So you're still going through this time of feeling emotional pain, but overall you understand that it was a lesson in like self-love. For some of you, it doesn't necessarily mean you're like totally walking away from this person. It may literally mean you just learnt something vitally important that your soul was wanting to learn about self-esteem, self-respect, healthy boundaries, loving yourself. Whereas in the past, you were looking outside of yourself for this person and in the past other people to approve of you. And that was getting you nowhere because you weren't approving of yourself, so you're attracting people who weren't loving themselves either. As like your mirror. So some of you released this person. Some of you have found happiness with someone else with this Ten of Cups. For some, this person is feeling heartbreak because you've moved away. And they were wanting this Ten of Cups, like you were wanting this Ten of Cups with them. You were both wanting that, but some past heartbreak was just getting in the way. Like both of you needed to heal and release that and really mourn that energy. Clear and end that karmic cycle of looking outside of self for love, basically. There was a lot of delays and obstacles. So deep down, you've both felt this Ten of Cups, this deep love, this deep happiness, this deep connection with this person. You feel like they're your soulmate or your twin flame or soul family. But that was kind of stuck in between heartbreak, wounds that needed clearing, and your connection has been, you've come together to be this catalyst for each other, to bring those wounds up to the surface, to trigger those wounds so they can be healed and released. At first we take things very personally, but then we realize it isn't. So there was a lot of delays and obstacles. Things haven't been grounding. It's felt like this dream. For some of you, there's this acceptance now that this is a connection where your soul family, and you're content to release the idea of it becoming romantic. Some of you feel as though you're just not really compatible in the 3D, and it's like your paths cross, but you keep going your separate ways. But, you know, deep down in truth, you know there's always this connection in the 5D, in your soul. And you know that you both feel this love. But it's just not grounding. Some of you are really, truly realizing it's not personal. Some of you are becoming very independent and happy on your own. For some, what was blocking them was this desire for them to stay single, or like the bachelor or the bachelorette, overly independent to the point of believing that interdependency was codependency, like feeling like I don't need anyone and trying to prove something. Some of them were investing their time and energy in the wrong things that were not growing, were not paying off. Some of you are happy now to truly work on yourself and be independent because you feel like you were planting a lot of seeds in this connection, but it wasn't paying off. For others of you, it's like you were trying to speed things along, but now you truly have this acceptance of divine timing, and you're allowing things to go slowly. Or for some of you, you're realizing that and again, this can be them as well, they were investing in the wrong things. It wasn't paying off. Perhaps they had karmic partners that were creating a lot of heartbreak for them. It wasn't paying off. They weren't willing to take a step back to be truly honest with themselves because there was some kind of comfort zone for them to continue to invest in this. For some of you, it was a comfort zone to continue to manifest to continue to invest, in this connection with this person. Like sometimes we can just keep investing in a dream. And I feel like there is a lot of truth in your connection. Like you truly are like soul family. You truly do have this connection. But also you were investing a lot in a dream, in a fantasy version of your connection. Romanticizing it. And that's disappointing to hear to the ego. But Spirit is saying when you are romanticizing things or holding out for things to become romantic, like a fantasy relationship, that's actually been blocking you both from actually aligning with each other in a true unconditional way, which is the love. that doesn't necessarily have to ground in the 3D, in, you know, the perfect sort of fantasy relationship. So some of you walked away, you stopped investing in things that weren't growing for you, and they've done that. They've stopped investing in karmic situations. Now you're willing to replant the seeds, grow something new, have this new direction. And for some, it's them that's doing that. What's been blocking them? 7 of Wands. This is people or things trying to knock them off their feet. They're trying to stand strong, trying to stand their ground, trying to fight their position. Ten of Wands. This is feelings of responsibility. They do have healing family issues. This is a card all about family. And so is this 10 of Cups. Spirit is saying there's this soul contract between you, and all this stuff is being triggered in your connection because you're trying to heal the soul family issues. You're healing the karma within your connection, and it's to do with abandonment and rejection. You're both learning that it isn't personal if things don't work out in a way which your subconscious believes is the only way that's going to make you happy and heal those childhood wounds. We often try and heal our childhood wounds by holding on to that romantic fantasy. So some of you are trying to defend that. It's like maybe your intuition was coming up and telling you, look, you're not being totally honest with yourself. And you were afraid that if the dream was shattered, then you'd feel abandoned by the universe. You feel like the universe isn't bringing you what you wanted, and it may feel like some kind of punishment. But it's not at all. It's like your soul is truly trying to heal and find true peace, which is coming from inside yourself, rather than having some kind of band-aid in the form of a romantic fantasy, looking outside of yourself for that happiness, you know. But if that happiness on the outside was taken away, then you could totally feel heartbroken and like everything falling away. But if you find that happiness and create that happiness within, without looking outside of yourself, then that's true happiness and peace. And then no matter what happens on the outside, you will still be happy, balanced, and at peace and self-loving overall. So this connection, for some of you, it will be about reconciling and having this union, having this partnership happen with this person at the right time. But others of you, it's saying that it won't be about that, but it's more important. It's about finding that true happiness within. But your soul family, and you're healing family issues, you're healing, resolving conflict, resolving karma with this person, so you can have this happiness, whether that transcends into a physical relationship or whether it's an even bigger picture in terms of your soul throughout many lifetimes, throughout life in different dimensions beyond this earth plane. The bigger picture is you and this person are healing karma together. It's you know, the bigger picture is it's not just about this lifetime. It's all about this Ace of Cups in reverse. So this is when we have a lack of self-love. And we may believe that we're extending our heart and giving love to someone. But in truth, it's not, it's conditional. It's not unconditional. If our heart's empty, but we think we're extending love, but we don't have self-love, then a lot of the time we're subconsciously giving love to receive that in return, receive validation and everything we felt we didn't receive in childhood, to do with acceptance. This connection has created a heart awakening within both of you. It means everything that's been blocking you from loving yourselves, everything that's been blocking you from seeing your true selves as a soul and believing in that illusion of separation, which causes us to look outside of ourselves to try and fill in that void. All of that's been coming up to the surface. It's been triggered. So that can fall away. That cup's being emptied of illusion, so then it can be filled with true love and true peace. I feel your reflections of each other, and the reason all these messages are coming out about you is because you're reflections of each other. So whatever blocks this person has, it's your blocks as well. It may seem to be different on the surface level, but overall, I feel both of you have been looking outside of self for approval. This person's afraid of you seeing their true self, because they're not loving and accepting themselves, and they're seeking approval elsewhere by wearing masks. Emperor. I feel you're both taking back your personal power. You're both learning from this. This is stability because it's a number 4. It's about taking control of your own life, not allowing other people to knock you off course or dictate to you or say you shouldn't be rising up. People that are trying to drag you down and keep you in a low vibration. You're now mastering that. You're freeing yourself, both of you. It's creating this sun. This is the healing of the inner child. This is true happiness. The sun always reminds me of the solar plexus chakra, which is all about self-esteem, confidence, loving yourself and projecting your true self out into the world, using your free will to be a reflection of your true self. Page of Swords, this is the beginning of you speaking your truth, being your truth, being authentic, being assertive, going on a new journey, communicating honestly. Breaking free from illusions and playing some sort of roles. Spirit is saying you can clearly see this other person wearing masks and playing some kind of role. Then what I'm feeling is you've been trying in the past to be this perfect sort of person for them. That's wearing a mask and seeking their love. So it's like a domino effect. You're seeking it from them, they were seeking it from someone else. Both looking at emotionally unavailable people, because being emotionally unavailable within yourselves, not giving yourselves that love first. So there's the Tower in reverse, clarified by the 8 of Swords in reverse and the Hanged Man. So what's blocking this person and what may be blocking you is this falseness, the illusions, the fantasy element that's, our fears of, if we don't have that fantasy come true, then the universe has abandoned us. We'll never be happy. That illusion, that fear that's really exaggerated. We've been holding on to that dream to avoid feeling rejected by the universe, to avoid feeling all alone if we have to give up that dream. But it's an illusion. And it's actually blocking you from having a true connection without all the neediness, without all the codependency, without all the separation consciousness or separation illusion. So that's breaking down. Some of you have been trying to make things work so much that you've experienced a tower moment. And, you know, you've been trying to make things work with this person. I feel this person's been trying to make things work with other people. But there's a lot of illusion, a lot of codependency, a lot of not being able to accept the truth, because there's this illusion that the truth means you're abandoned if things don't work out a certain way. But that's an illusion. So this is an avoidance of the destruction of that illusion. But the universe is intervening. Some of you are choosing to release that illusion. Some of you have experienced a tower moment where something really shocked you or upset you, really shook you up, really woke you up to make you realize you deserve more than to be like a martyr, to overgive, to invest in things that aren't paying off. So those illusions, those foundations that you were sort of holding on to, which weren't fully real, are breaking away. 8 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, this is freeing yourself from perceptions and illusions. You were sort of keeping yourself trapped because you didn't want to accept the truth. This person was keeping themselves trapped. And it's all a fear of facing our own emotions, basically. So we tell ourselves, or our ego tells us negative stories that seem really painful. But it's just a story that we attach to events that creates our pain. We believe it's the actual person or the actual event that's happened that's created our pain. But really it's a story we've attached to it, which the ego does a lot. And the ego attaches a story that's very personal. We take it very personally. We think it's some slight against us. Or whatever happens, our ego tells us it's because we're unworthy in some way. We're breaking free of that. So basically, you and this person are breaking free of karmic cycles. Hanged Man, there's a time of pause now because you're seeing things more clearly. You are having this awareness, and it's like a transition period. So you're like, how do I move forward? Like I said, some of you have moved forward. There was a tower moment. You released yourself. And this person's now thinking, does she still love me? Because you've sort of walked away, or you've distanced yourself. Don't underestimate me. So I do feel there's been control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Like both of you have had control issues. Perhaps you've tried to control this situation by trying to become a martyr, trying to become a perfect person, trying to steer things in a certain direction. But you were running away from your own emotional wounds in doing that, in holding on or creating some like vivid like fantasy. Like I said earlier, it's not all a fantasy. The love is real. But I feel like there's been a lot of projections of certain fantasies and expectations. So that was your way of controlling things. And obviously they've had that an element of that as well. For them, their control issues, I feel, has been trying to push you away. Fears of abandonment and rejection. And trying to hold on to things where there's other like emotionally unavailable people, like what they represent to you. They had someone else that represented that to them. But also you were emotionally unavailable, whether you realized it or not. And so this is about the energy. Literally, neither of you could have this union or reconciliation in love because neither of you are fully aligned with self-love. You inspire me to be my best version. So they do look up to you. I feel they put you on a pedestal. They feel like this connection's calling them to step up, like in a major way. But they worry, do I have what it takes? All this karma, any drama that's going on in this person's life, I'm doing it for us. Again, overall, this connection, whether you become romantic partners eventually, to me, it's about healing the soul family issues, healing the karma between you, resolving the conflict. I feel, because you're soul family, you are compatible in a 5D level in your soul. But for some of you, there's a lack of compatibility in the 3D. Networker in reverse. And Rebel. I feel like this person's just networking or hanging around with the wrong types of people. There may be a lot of gossip going on. Falsifying information, spreading fear and falsehood. This is the kinds of karmic people this person may be surrounded by. Negative people. They may be trying to like interfere with your connection, but this person's trying to defend your connection. They have Rebel, but it's in the upright position, which is the light attribute. And it says, challenges authority to effect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So I feel this person is trying to rebel or fight against people that are trying to interfere with your connection. New beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. So yeah, look inside yourself. Like I said, the reason why I'm talking about your blocks and this person's blocks is because look inside yourself. It's like you're mirrors of each other. And there is this major new beginning because you're healing blocks and illusions. You're becoming real. You're seeing what's truly real in this connection rather than fantasies or romanticizing things that in the past made you feel like you were holding on and getting closer to this person, but actually that was what was blocking you from becoming truly aligned beyond conditions, which is more important even if the ego doesn't like that. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you subscribe, then please tap the bell icon and it will inform you every time I release a new reading. And I'll be back again really soon with some more pick a card readings. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.